So what if one of your friends is a bit top up? Just know that I'm gonna stop replying on that group chat. I'm done.
Can we stop saying random sugar?
Yeah, I can cut out. It's become our thing now.
Okay, cool.
So,
Hi, girlfriends.
and the mandem sugar, which doesn't want us to stop saying.
Please,
Welcome back. What do you guys think? Should we get rid of it?
Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, it's really not us, but it gives out a funky like.
And we're inclusive.
Yeah, we want them mandem
We
to
don't need
also...
to be inclusive.
So guys, are you not watching this? Is
No,
it just
they're
women?
I mean, anyway.
Statistics show. Men are not watching. Okay, so hi ladies.
Yeah, so today... Actually, let's stop doing today we are talking about. Let's just get into it.
What's what we doing today? The
Clearly,
topic.
Toss is trying to rebrand. The
For
topic
real.
today is how weddings affect friendships.
Yeah.
Okay, weddings or bridesmaid? The train.
Like wedding,
thing.
the
Yeah.
whole thing.
The planning,
Yeah.
the day of, everything.
It is
the bride, the
brutal.
bridesmaids, the groom, the groomsmen.
Yeah,
It's
the
brutal.
mother of the bride,
Yeah.
the mother of the groom.
Let's not
Yeah.
get into the family part.
Yeah. How it
I
all
think
affects.
we have enough experience between us to know that shit always goes down during these kind of periods. What is it? Is there something in the air? Is it the stress of the time? What is it?
I think it's all personalities brought into one.
That's
There are
true.
Too many personalities.
Too many personalities, baby.
Because on a normal day to day or like friendship or whatever it is, you won't all be together, hand in, hand out, doing something. It will
But you
be-
always also need to remember that it's different people from different friendship groups and family
True.
members coming together.
Yeah.
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 And they're not used to each other.
Yeah.
They're not usually in the same setting, at least not for prolonged periods of time.
Mm-hmm.
I also find a big thing is that feeling of I am closer to the bride, so what I say goes. I know more. There's a lot of like territorial energy.
Mm.
Them group chats, they be tense, innit?
Yeah. Some people leave. Like, other people usually do the whole I will be there with you until the wedding day. As soon as the wedding is done, that's it.
Friendship done.
Friendship is
I've,
over.
I've heard that a couple times
Yeah.
in recent times. I'm just like, what is going on?
It's crazy.
Yeah. I personally never, I've been a bridesmaid a few times. I've personally never had an issue with the bride or falling out with the bride, but I've had issues with other bridesmaids.
Yeah, that's my experience too. It's usually other bridesmaids. Like, yeah, during my best friend's in Nigeria, her wedding, that group chats, it was serious because it was like friends that we didn't know, like her friends from uni, and so they were not trying to have a bar of it. We were like, okay.
Were you guys thinking like, yeah, but we know her. She's our
Yeah,
friend,
from
friend.
like
You guys are
childhood.
just.
Yeah, like where did you come from? You know?
What do you mean? She doesn't even like that.
Yeah, exactly. Or just doing things that are not like up to par because y'all ain't got taste.
Basically. But I think this is also part of the. Sometimes when you're choosing your bridesmaid or your train, it's usually like you give the person that's good at something that particular role,
Yeah.
rather than how you feel, how close you are, etc. And I think that's when it becomes an issue, because unless you are going to tell people like the reason why I'm giving you this role or I've given it to somebody else is because they are stronger at A, B, and C, but you're still like my day one. Don't feel like you're not the closest to me, if that makes sense.
Speaking of, that's also a bone of contention when it comes to like weddings. Who gets the maid of honor title?
And that's why people just pick their sisters or their siblings.
To just, you know.
Yeah.
Just end that whole, we're not doing this. Yeah.
Do you have any experience or feeling some type of way, like if you weren't picked or?
Maid of honor.
Yeah. But I think it lasted like 24 hours and I was like, anyways, I'm over it. Yeah.
In that moment.
Yeah,
though,
in the moment
what
it
was it
hurts.
like? Were you shocked?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Like,
Well.
like what I think of you is not what you think of me.
And that goes, that stems into not overestimating your position in someone's life.
Basically.
I think I learnt that after uni.
Is it?
Yeah, I learnt that very
In a
quickly.
wedding context?
In any context.
Oh.
In any context, do not overestimate your position in someone's life, because when it comes to situations like weddings or godparents, things like that, you will know where you stand in that person's life.
But when it comes to the weddings and the MOH issue, does that mean if they don't pick you, does that mean they see you as less closer? I don't think so necessarily.
I don't think so either.
Because I think there's other factors.
Yeah.
I wasn't, for my bestie, sorry girl, I'm gonna
Yeah.
I was not maid of honor.
Yeah.
I was not.
Let the record show! Show the pictures.
Was I upset by it? No. Because I understood the logic behind it.
Right.
Okay.
She picked her oldest friend.
Okay. Fair.
Okay.
And that was, yeah.
But is her oldest friends with her until today like that, or are you the closest friend, if that makes sense?
We are definitely closer, but she just picked her oldest friend. And I feel like that made sense.
Yeah.
At
And
the time.
she said it to you. Like,
Yeah,
she
she
explained it
expect-
to you.
yeah.
Okay,
And I think
fair.
that's what's missing in most of these interactions. When you make the decision, you just make it and then you call it a day, rather than, let me speak to you really quickly and explain it to you. Don't feel like I've chosen this person because you're less than or because I'm not close to you. There is a reason why this person's taken this position, or I feel like this person is the strongest in this position.
Yeah.
So
I think that's a really key one. Closest friend is all well and good. I understand the logic of that. But I would say pick your most capable friend.
basically,
Your closest, most capable friend.
yeah,
You should, but I feel like you should honour your best friend as well.
That is true.
really.
What if your best friend is like really bad at just planning? Because
or
maid
getting
of
together with
honor
I'm in that
is a
situation.
joke.
When I get married, I'm going to have a maid of
Two.
honour and a matron of honour.
Okay, fair.
Because technically, if you're married, you shouldn't be a bridesmaid.
Yeah,
Is
I
it?
heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a thing. Or your siblings. There's also that thing where your siblings are not supposed to be your maid of honor.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
But
people
yeah.
still do it.
Yeah, so I'm going to have two. One is organised. The other one is absolutely not.
We know which one that is.
You know, exactly.
You. Right now, she's dancing on Instagram.
No, she's not.
She's having a blast right now.
But yeah, but then I feel like my bridal party in my head is strong.
Yeah.
So where one person's gonna lack, the other one's gonna pick up.
But isn't there a kind of like hierarchy and authority? Because with my friend getting married this year, not gonna lie, maid of honor, you have the final say.
Do you think?
That's how it kind of is.
But what
like,
if the maid of honor isn't making the right choice or decisions? You're like,
but then that's the thing. Like, luckily in that situation, the maid of honor is very organized and good at, just being like, okay, guys, this is what we should do, like rounding us up and all of that. So maybe that's why there seems to have that kind of like, okay, what is she saying? What? Yeah.
Everyone's gonna follow.
And when we need to have difficult conversations, girl, step up to the plate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, but honestly, and then when you're picking your bridesmaids as well, is it just strictly who's closest to me, or is there any consideration for how are these people gonna interact together?
I feel.
How will they behave?
I
What will they do
feel
with my guests?
that
The people around me.
you guys should be grown enough to be able to.
That's true.
Put your feelings aside.
Yeah.
And do
Because
the
I
job.
put my feelings aside in
Yeah.
bridal parties before for the sake of the bride who's
Yeah.
my friend.
Yeah, ultimately.
So why can't you do that for me? And if it's that deep, bring it to me so I can address the person. Don't let it escalate. Allow me to diffuse it. And I don't want people to be like, we want to keep it from the bride. Sometimes you need to tell the bride so the bride
so she
knows
can
how
step
to
in
handle
at the right
it.
time.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Weddings are a stressful time.
Bizarre.
Like, there's just so many things that come into play. But clearly there is a cocktail mixture of tension, energy,
Yeah.
territory, territorial feelings, just
Yeah.
like that. Just
And I feel like you can't have somebody that's very territorial as your main person because they
You
will
can't.
ruin everything.
they're gonna
They won't-
ruin it.
Ruining it.
Like-
And they don't even mean it.
They don't mean it, but they
Yeah.
can't help that
They
feeling
can't
of
help it.
I know better,
Yeah.
how dare you type of thing, and then
Mhm.
I can't lie, shade. But is there an element of I want to get the credit? I did this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. When
Sometimes
you're
you
thanking,
sense that.
when you're saying the thank you
Mhm,
speech,
you better
make
thank
sure
me
you
the
mention
most
me and
because
say,
I
"This is not
did
about
it all."
you." Yeah.
Child.
Yeah. I think you have to put your feelings aside.
Mhm.
It hurts, but it's just like that pain is not forever. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
You have a life to
Yeah,
deal
put
with.
your feelings aside. And
Yeah.
it's such a big occasion for your friend that ultimately everyone just needs to keep it cute. I know it can be stressful, but try your best.
Yeah.
But bridesmaids aside, what about the occasions where the bride is the issue? Or the bride's family? What do you do then?
Brides, when it comes to family, you just have to take that out. Just shut your
Yeah,
mouth.
you can't do nothing.
There's nothing you can do. What, you're gonna be all mad because your friend's mom's moving mad? You can't say anything. You just be an auntie, okay?
Thank you, auntie.
Yeah.
Yes, auntie. You're absolutely right.
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
it's just
We'll talk about you in the group chat, but
Like,
yeah.
even that one. When it comes to family, I ain't saying nothing.
it's not from my mouth, you've heard it.
Absolutely not. I will not say a thing. Even if that person has wound me up, I'm not gonna say anything to anyone.
Someone I know, they were bridesmaids in this December, and when we were talking, because you know when people just need to talk really quickly, they said, "I'll bit him."
You know when you're so frustrated.
Because she doesn't know me, I'll bit him. I was like, "Babe, are you alright?" She's like, "This one girl, this one babe, I don't even know her from anywhere," and she's acting like she's the what? I said, "Oh,
No, it really be like that, though. It'd be like that.
How would you feel if your friend, your close friend,
Chantal."
didn't? No, you can't pick her because she's got bare siblings.
Oh yeah.
How would you feel if a close friend didn't pick you to be a bridesmaid? Don't come with a diplomatic answer.
Didn't pick me to be a bridesmaid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, problem. Big. Unless you're not having bridesmaids.
No, they are.
How?
But
And they only have like 5 or 4. They have 4 and they pick 4, and there's a group of you that's
I thought
like
you said it's not about you though.
and you shut your mouth.
No, guys, let's be real. Not picking me as maid of honor, no problem at all. But for me to not be in the bridal party at all, but we have a group chat, for instance, we talk every day. You're right.
So when it's time for me to get married, if I picked her to be a bridesmaid and not you, how would you feel myself away?
Yeah, I actually would. Like, what the heck? We are equal in this thing.
What if you were pregnant?
Okay, fair enough. Because me too, I'll be like, no, thank you, please.
Yeah, I can't. Okay.
So would you be upset if I picked her to be? Would you be upset if I picked her to be and not you?
It'll hurt.
Yeah,
But,
it'll be like,
it'll hurt.
why?
It'll sting because it's just
Yeah,
like, oh,
I'll
that's rude.
firm it.
Yeah,
but
yeah. You got no choice but to firm it.
you
'cause
got
it's
yeah
like- but if you don't hear from me again,
in your life.
But then you'll still come to the wedding.
absolutely, because you're my friend and I'll honor you, and it's not that deep for me to be like, I'm gonna ruin your wedding and I'm gonna make you feel upset, and then you're gonna start thinking I'm stressed. I won't do that.
You can't say that. That is not a clear case of overestimating my position in your life. Do you get? Because clearly you ain't seen me like that. So do you know what? Let me fall all the way back after this wedding, because I'm gonna keep it cute.
But would you address it with me?
I don't think I could.
Yeah, with you I could, but with other people, like in other friendship groups, where I feel like we're not as, I wouldn't.
Even though like we're cool, I feel like I would feel some type of way. I'm like gonna open my mouth to say why didn't you include me? Just know that I'm gonna stop replying on that group chat. I'm done.
Dramatic. I can't believe this. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I'll even question it or ask. I'll just be like, okay,
You've got to keep it moving.
Yeah.
Keep it cute.
that's it.
But
You chose who you
I don't-
chose.
I've matched you.
Yeah. I also feel like even if we were close and then you picked your bridesmaids or your whatever it is, I will just be like, okay, cool. And on your wedding day, I will have my purse and it will have a knitting kit and it will have a sewing kit, whatever it is, just in case. Because as your friend, if anything were to happen, I have something to make sure that you're okay. I will come and just powder you if I need to.
Right.
I will bring I will do all of that. But just
Yeah.
know, once that's done,
I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, not that we're not going to be friends, but I'm
Yeah,
stepping
I
back.
know my position now.
Do you know what? I thought she said she was going to start knitting at the wedding.
That's what
That's
I
what
thought.
she said. I was like,
No,
well,
like-
you are just petty.
No. If you're my friend, I'm gonna carry a few
But then
things.
that means I'm not your friend because you know after a certain day, the day after my wedding, we're not friends anymore.
Because now I know where I stand.
Yeah.
So why are
in
you
your
still,
life.
why are you going to be powdering my face at
Because
my
that's your
wedding?
big day, babe.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna let you look crazy. If one of your enemies,
My enemies won't be there.
you don't know. They'll be watching you. You'll be using Candid Experience as your recorder. Or you know those people.
Yeah, I
that-
actually do want them actually.
Exactly.
But
we're not gonna make you look crazy.
what would
Behind closed doors, you could be crazy, but in people's faces, let's keep it in the family.
what if I don't ask either of you to be a bridesmaid? How would you feel?
That's fine. I don't think I'm expecting to be a bridesmaid, to be fair, if I'm being very honest.
I guess so.
Ash is like, nah, I don't know about that one.
I don't think it will pain me like deeply to like break up the friendship, if that makes sense.
So that means you are expected to be a bridesmaid then?
With any friendship. I'd be crazy, so I already know myself. I'm like, oh yeah, with any friendship, I'm like, and if not, I'm like, oh, okay. Well,
Really?
yeah,
That's
but I don't
kinda
take
cute.
it to heart.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
I don't be no. The only people that absolutely, they know themselves, you must be crazy.
It was crazy if you don't make me. Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh. But yeah.
I just feel like there are times where it's really like not that deep, but there are certain situations where it's like, really? I didn't even think you had other friends that you even cared for or liked.
Yeah.
But then
right.
but then that tells you exactly like, oh, you didn't know that there were other people, or maybe that person didn't show it or express it, but you actually are not that type. You're not that babes person.
Do you think it's things like this? It's the undertone, like messaging from these kind of decisions that makes people's emotions heightened around weddings? Because basically a lot can be read into things.
Okay, so
Unsaid things.
so
Basically.
if I don't pick you as bridesmaids, you want me to tell you I'm not picking you as bridesmaids, or just go about my day?
Just go about your day.
Yeah, just go about your day. You don't need to tell me.
Yeah.
I just know what part I'll be playing in your life, if that makes sense.
I think my expectation would be like, obviously because we're Nigerian, if you're having a triad, like Ashobi, friends of the bride type of thing, like if I wasn't involved in any of that, I'd be like, this babe.
This is you, okay. This is
Okay.
you finding yourself in the day.
Literally. Rubbish.
I'll be looking at the bridesmaids like, look at them.
They're not even fine.
Just random babes everywhere.
Hater.
Me and Ash will be like, look at her wig.
Look at that girl. Like, dude,
Innit? Who did that?
Okay, cool. So if it was traditional, you expect to be part of it because traditionals are usually big.
Yeah.
But white wedding, you're cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Because honestly, like, let's not lie, being a bridesmaid is
It's
it's
a
stressful.
lot of
And
work.
a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of
Expensive.
money. So
A lot
Like,
of
yeah.
responsibilities. It is not an easy task.
it's not. Especially maid of honor, like that's not true.
You have to be
Yeah.
ready.
It's
You
either-
have to be selfless.
You
And
have
if you're
to
not
be.
ready for it, just respectfully
yeah.
decline.
Yeah, I agree with that. Maid of honor, maid is the key word there. Let me
Yeah.
tell you that. Like that's not the time to be like, oh, I can't do that. No, you have to do everything. You have to be on hand. If you can't be that person, like Tosin said, respectfully decline.
Yeah.
Because for my friend's wedding, I was the one on the dance floor picking up the money on the floor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's standard.
Yeah.
I think on my
So-
friend's wedding day, I was painting her toenails.
You gotta do what you gotta do, babes. So
Don't ask me why she
yeah.
didn't go and get paid before, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel, there's a lot going on. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's no joke at all.
Not
So,
at all.
to be honest, it's not something I can even be mad about.
No, it's not. It really isn't.
Nowadays, I'm at the point of where I don't want you to ask me to be a bridesmaid.
Sister,
Like, I'm
I've
okay.
done my time,
I'm
please.
done. I'm good. Like, I think I've got maybe one or two more people. I think that I know for certain. After that,
Yeah.
Not interested.
Yeah, I
not
feel
really.
you. I feel you. Because after my friend's wedding, I was like, maid of honor, maximum one more time in my
Yeah.
life. Max. Like,
Yeah.
woo, it's not a joke. Yeah, it's a lot. So it's not something you just do anyhow.
Maybe, yeah. Okay.
So, yeah.
So I was talking to someone,
Mm.
and they were basically saying they don't talk to they were bridesmaids for someone, and they don't. A couple of them don't talk to the bride anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, huh? And they see each other like on a weekly basis, but they don't.
When they see the
awkward.
bride.
It's like, hi, you're right.
Ooh, I've heard of situations
Oh, yeah.
like that, but
Absolutely.
not that they see each other regularly.
Mm.
But in those cases, because the bride was an absolute
Bridezilla. Yeah.
and
But can't you just firm it? Because
they filmed it at the time, but
they were still bridesmaids because some people drop out before the wedding.
some people drop out.
Some
that's
people literally
understandable.
run out before and they're like, so sorry, I can't.
Yeah, I hear it.
Yeah. Whereas others are actually like, you know what? I'm still going to stick to this friendship and this relationship and this.
I think that's
commitment.
weird.
And then I don't think that's weird.
No, I feel like if you're showing me bad behaviour and I'm that appalled by it, and I feel like if I know for a fact I'm going to cut you off after the wedding, let me just cut you off from now.
But then isn't that more
No, like,
stressful
before
for
the
the
wedding.
person?
That's
For
not
the
my
bride.
problem.
Okay.
So what, before the wedding?
Yeah. That's not my problem.
So-
If you show me that you're
so-
mad and I'm just like, this madness, I can't continue with you.
How mad? What would they have to do?
For me to want to pull out of your wedding, you've shown there's something that's happened that shows me that you're crazy.
But everybody's
So-
crazy during weddings. It's
I
expected
don't,
type
no,
of thing.
it's expected, but
Yeah.
it's not always the case.
Mhm.
Because I've been bridesmaids to everyone I've been a bridesmaids to. The
Mm.
brides haven't been mad.
Okay. They've always been sensible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And also,
actually, that's anyway.
is it just a wedding thing for brides, or the brides that are bridezillas, or is there was something in you
In you
before,
already. Yeah.
and now it's just come out? Because how can you change so much? I'm talking about the extreme ones, not just the I got upset one day or I snapped or what.
Yeah.
Not that, like the extreme ones, like they don't want to hear anything. They have unreasonable demands of your time and your resources.
Yeah.
Like
They're
there's some-
overdoing everything to a point where
overdoing
you're like,
everything,
after
where
your
it's
wedding, they're
like-
still alive. I hope you remember that. And some
Like,
people
babe,
don't. Yeah.
I don't need to buy £200 shoes for your wedding. I don't need to go and pay for the bust down wig for your wedding. Like, you know, them kind of things.
Yeah.
But because it's your big day, it's not my big day. It's
your
just
big
yours.
Yeah.
Remember that, please.
There are some people that think about others and others that don't.
Yeah, they don't care.
Yeah, and there's some people that legit tell their friends, "I can't have you because you don't fit the look." And I'm
Yeah,
like,
I've heard
you
that.
are insane,
I think it was on social media one time,
Madness.
actually. That was mad.
crazy.
To be fair, I've got a friend. She in college, she always used to be like, "Oh, if you're bigger than a size 10, you can't be a bridesmaid."
10?
Yeah. Or was it 12? I think it was 10.
I would
Yeah.
never have made it.
10 is very cutthroat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're bigger, so you need to be in shape basically
Yeah.
to be my bride. So are we there to look a certain way rather than
It's your wedding, bro.
you pick? Who you
I
want
can't
to
lie. I want me. It needs to be a certain aesthetic.
pick.
I'm not,
Je ne sais quoi.
yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
So I'm not having that. All my friends are different shapes and sizes.
Also, a man.
Yeah.
You can be on a different side of the spectrum and still look good.
That part.
Mm.
So it's less about...
Thank you.
Yeah. It's less about size and
Present yourself well.
also...
Yeah.
And we also know that even though you're 16, there's a... That's not your 16. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you're letting yourself go. You're now looking...
Yeah, you're just doing.
Do you
you're
get what I'm
eating
saying? You're
anyhow
still a...
and not,
yes.
Yeah. Not
so
looking
you're
after
still a
yourself.
16,
Yeah.
but then there's a...
I'm a 16. Yeah, I'm still. Yeah.
and
put me
then
in an
I've let
outfit.
myself go 16
Yeah.
or let myself go 20.
Mm.
Like, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
really
yeah.
not about... So in the run-up, everybody needs to be on their Zoom.
Yeah.
You know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the way you carry yourself as well.
True.
It's all it's not about size. It's the way you actually carry yourself. Because you could be the tiniest person and
Still
still
look
be
a mess.
looking.
Jacked up.
From the toe.
Yeah.
Fix it.
Fix it, Jesus.
But then, if your friend is looking crazy, they didn't just start looking crazy.
True.
Then it was,
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
that
Unless
was
they're
a-
going through something.
Okay, so you're talking about that.
But then,
So what if one of your friends is a bit toe up? Ooh.
but then
Do you
you
make
wait.
the cut?
you wait till your wedding before you address it with them, that means you're a bad friend. Because why is it
Why
when
would
it's
you
your
address it
wedding they need to
beforehand?
look good, but on a day to day
Because that's your
Because
life and
it's
that's
your,
how
yeah,
you choose to.
more time
That's
is
what
your
you
life.
feel,
Like,
yeah.
I'm not.
I could tell you. You see how we could sit down and say, "Oh, guys, try eating differently. Try gymming. Let's try and work out
You
together."
guys don't listen to me.
Wait, listen. We've changed. What did we all do right now? No, I feel like when we were like letting ourselves go, we were like, right, gym, 6 a.m. Let's all get up. Let's go.
I feel
Let's
like
eat clean.
yeah, and also I feel like at the moment we have our moments of being like we're gonna get a snack, but I think generally we're
Yeah.
conscious of
Of what we're
yeah,
and it's not more or less like, oh, we have to make sure that we're skinny or slim. It's just health.
health.
Health. We want to reach
Looking
our
good.
a certain age and we want to look good. We want to feel good.
Mm-hmm.
We want to run with our kids. We want just stuff like that. Rather
you
than
still
just
need to be limber.
yeah.
And surely I've passed the time to be a young mum, so I need to.
We're no
Something's
longer
going
spring chickens.
I need to be realistic, you know.
Yeah.
Say, oh, that one. We need to go back to that.
The aesthetic or the
Yeah, because I can't lie. I agree. You can't be looking
jacked up.
crazy.
Yeah, but this is the thing about it as well. As a bride, you're literally gonna say, "I want everybody to have their hair done a certain way. I need everybody to have
But
their
it's
makeup
not
done
just the
professionally.
wedding day.
I need you to get a professionally
It's
done
the
makeup
engagement
done.
party.
Like if you're like us, where you know you're gonna have multiple ceremonies.
Mm.
You can't. And maybe you're only going to say, oh, the white wedding, everyone's going to wear the same thing. And maybe the trad. But then what if you have an engagement party? You now have, I don't know,
Someone
A
turning up
reception
anyhow.
dinner,
a
yeah.
reception dinner.
You
Especially
don't
if
want
you
to
do
wear heels. You want to do flats.
yeah,
or
especially if you do it
slippers.
abroad. You know, you have like something the day
Welcome.
before.
Yeah.
Like, and when the bridal party first meet each other, I can't be saying like, oh, babes, can you see that bust down middle part wig? Yeah, don't wear that one because the closure, you know. You can't say that.
That's like telling somebody, make sure you look good when you
Do
come.
you know
okay?
what? I think it's mad that I would even have to say
To
that.
say
Like,
to
what do
you.
you mean?
Look I think you can tell
Why do I
people
have to
look
tell you that
presentable.
your hair is looking crazy, bruh? Why do I have to tell you that don't wear the wig that's balding? Are you alright? Get out of
Have
here.
your normal hair. And then I think this is where some people get upset and they're literally like, but this is who I am and I've always been that way. And it's like, oh yeah, on a normal day.
I know people that don't necessarily
dress up.
You're
shaking. What were you about to say? You were checking yourself in your head.
She was like,
no. I know people that don't necessarily take
Good care. of
pride in their
themselves.
parents. They don't care for how they look. As long as they
Yeah.
you know them ones where you're concerned about how they're gonna turn up today. Like, oh,
You should, and that shouldn't even
I
be
wonder
there.
what are my eyes going to see?
But
they're not my friends though. But I know people that it's just a bit like, oh.
But I think this is also the discussions when we're talking about. Sometimes you just have to kind of leave it out there in terms of, okay, guys, this is my wedding. I'm going to need everybody to look 10-10.
But they think they look 10-10.
No, that's a different kind of ball game. Because how can you be delusional on top of your issues?
If no one's ever told you, if you've never told that person, you've never told Alice before. I don't know why Alice is, actually I know why Alice lives in my head. If you've never told Alice that, oh, when we're going out, oh, maybe just like this, or maybe like focus on like take more time with your makeup or your hair, why is it now you're telling them when it comes to your wedding? Anything to do with your wedding? You're a bad friend. You should have been telling them before.
There's some people you
I
tell.
understand both.
Yeah, because there's some people you tell beforehand and they'll still not listen to you. It's my life and that's
Yeah,
I want
like,
to
what's your
overeat.
aim?
Yeah, I'll overeat. If I don't want to put on a nice frontal and I just want to tie my hair back, I'll tie my hair back.
And I think another thing is like in day-to-day life, you're kind of conscious about what is good for me.
Versus,
Do I have to say everything? Because I don't believe you have to say everything. Think about, is what I'm going to say, is it going to help?
yeah.
Is it going to make them feel bad in this moment? Like
When you tell us to, when we were like chubbier and then you were like, stop eating. And then we'd order dessert. And then you'd be like, yeah, when you start not fitting into your clothes, then you'll start crying and don't come complaining. And we'll be like,
Yeah, it's true though.
but yeah, so you either listen or...
But then,
Well, you don't.
But then the difference is, I was telling you guys that from before when it didn't affect me in the slightest way. Imagine I didn't say nothing. Now it's my wedding. It's like, oh, can you not eat that dessert, please?
Because you can't be looking like roly-poly.
How would you feel? If I now said...
You feel bad.
You would. You'd be like, where is this coming from? But
Yeah,
if
I
I
guess
now
so.
say to you, oh yeah, don't eat that dessert, you can't say nothing because I've done told you before. You
Yeah.
can't be like, oh,
Yeah,
it's
that's
because
true.
it's
It's not.
because it's her wedding. That's why she's now saying that.
But I don't think we should necessarily demonize when people are like, look, it's my wedding. You guys are my bridesmaids, my closest girls, representing me in my corner, and I want you to look a certain way. I know some people have gone about it in a really douchey way, but I'm not going to lie, I understand.
Yeah.
Because my girls, you people will be looking 10 out of 10. And everyone has their own style, but for my wedding, you all have my own style. My level of extraness, that is what you have. When you go back to your life, you can be doing whatever you please.
Like. Yeah.
But for me, the gala will be like this. The makeup will, yes. I don't care what you do on your day to day.
The slit will be on one side. The hair will be slicked on this.
The hair will be...
Your hair needs to be done so that when you decide to take your gala later on, you take it off, your hair is still on point. No,
and I'm
you just
praying
tied
that
it.
I have enough money, I can do it all for you guys.
Amen.
Amen.
But yeah. So I guess it's how people take what they're being told and how you kind of express.
So ultimately is what I said, like there's just a lot of messaging and things that get read into, and that really is what heightens the emotions, and everyone's just feeling extra prickly and you know, high stakes, I guess. So everyone's like, it's just fair enough, but everybody needs to just relax sometimes.
For real.
Take a deep breath.
Definitely
It's not
take a
about
deep
you.
breath.
Yeah.
But
It's about your friend. It's your friend's big day.
it is.
Yeah.
And don't overvalue your position in someone's life.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, don't read too much
into it.
into
It's
it.
just a day, or it's just a season. Once that's done.
I feel like you should read into it.
I don't think you should read into it too much. You should read into it to a
If
certain
you've been calling me
extent.
best friend, and I'm not even in your bridal party.
Because you don't know how to do bridal things.
No, not to be in the party at all is wild.
Oh, no, you have to be in the party, of course.
Ciao.
When in doubt, pick your oldest friends.
I didn't know about that, you know.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because more time, like, if that's your
They
older
don't
friend,
know
but,
you the way
but
you
you-
want.
yeah.
They knew you, like,
but
the
you
new season.
drifted
you've grown.
apart, yeah.
No, I don't mean. Sorry, guys.
They know you, but, like, they know the old you.
No, but you can still be close with your oldest friends.
Yeah.
yeah, but sometimes you're not.
Then they wouldn't qualify anyway.
Oh my god, that actually happened at a wedding that I was doing the hair for. The babe was clueless. It's like, why did you pick this babe? And it was like, this person had sisters and cousins, like a lot of close people that were really on point, and then she just had this random babe that was just like,
The friends.
I was like, why are you the maid of honor? You don't know what you're
don't know
doing.
nothing.
Yeah. No, I don't know about that.
And also, if you feel like you don't know nothing, you're meant to quit yourself. I feel like you're meant to train yourself to,
Yeah,
okay,
get yourself together.
yeah, I need
That
to know
way.
who mum is, dad is, brother, cousin, who sister, like who I need to go to for specific things, the hairdresser. That, and this is the thing: if you're not organised or if you can't stand firm, you can't take that role.
You cannot. Period pill.
But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
They'll get married, guys. Joking.
Elope.
Yeah, elope.
Call it a day. Come back with pictures.
Weddings are expensive anyway.
These days. Do you think they were expensive back in the days as well? But people just weren't saying it.
It just wasn't as elaborate.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah, things are more expensive now.
Yeah, because people are doing too much now. You want cake to fall from the ceiling when cake could just be in the corner sitting down there.
I know. What happened to the simpler times?
You want
I mean, my
to you
cake
want to
might
stand
come from-
inside of a cake like those two.
I can't lie, that is excessive. Like, what is that necessary? They were inside the
Chrissy and
cake.
Jim were inside the cake.
They were inside the cake?
Yeah.
How?
I think
How
it was
big
like,
was the cake?
like
Huge.
huge. They went inside of it and then they waved and then they cut the piece from inside the cake.
Yeah, obviously the whole thing wasn't cake, but it was a
Parts of it,
structure.
yeah.
Parts of it were actual cake. They cut it right in the middle. Anyway, guys, let's just conclude here. What's our final thoughts?
On brides and
How to bridezillas, weddings,
the conflict.
It's not all about you. You're gonna have to just take
do
that
something
out.
yourself.
Yeah.
Don't overestimate your position in someone's life.
Know where. Sorry. Sorry, carry on. Know where you stand. in
Yeah.
friendships. Once you notice that somebody hasn't pictured to be something specific in their life, if it's not a logistical type of
Practical reason.
yeah, then you know, like, okay, cool, I got you. I know where I
Mhm.
belong.
But also, don't be too reactive.
Yeah.
Just take a minute. Even in the day-to-day planning and the bridesmaiding and bridal party, just when things happen, just take a beat before you do something that will wreck the whole relationship. Because more time, I don't think there should ever be a case where a wedding is the reason you're not friends. That's crazy. But yeah, that's it from us.
Guys, let us know your thoughts. If you've experienced it, if you've lost a friendship through it,
Mm-hmm.
if you would do things differently,
Yep.
advise others.
If you've been married and then you regretted having a bridal party, if you were to do a do-over, would you have a bridal party or would you do it solo?
Solo dolo.
Okay, well,
Right.
anyways, guys, thank you for
See you next
watching.
time.
Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Subscribe.
Until the next
Thank you.
episode. Ciao.